Do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. John 20:17. We need it. We needed to find our way. We needed to step out the bed and face the day. We needed to fight everything the devil throws our way. We needed to strengthen our faith. We needed so we can go face to face with the enemy, trying to erase and replace the man who nailed on the cross because we was lost. We needed to reach the masses, the jobs and the classes. We needed, but there's no peace that surpasses understanding like God's. So what I'm saying is, we need the Bible. We need disciples. We need the faith. We need to pray every day and twice on Sunday, because one day he's coming and I don't want to be running from things I did, from the sins I hid and the prayers I lacked when everything seemed good and back on track. I need it. We need it. I need it. We need
Hi,
it.
this is Kim Bird.
We need it. We need it.
GirlPreacher Podcast, and we are going to just talk a little bit today. Today I have a special guest that I'm so excited to have. We're going to talk about a book that she has written, testimony of her life, and so we're going to get into the nitty gritty of that and just have a good time. So come on in a little close and let's talk a while. Miss Joni, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm fine.
Good. So the title of your book is I Had to Lose to Win. That is interesting. Yes. So did you write this book more for yourself or for the people you hope to help?
Initially, I started writing the book to help the women around me. God was strategically placing women around me at work. Everywhere I went, I had a young woman, an older woman, kind of pulling on me and tagging on me. And so I would get wisdom in the areas of relationships and marriage. And so I wrote the book because I felt that I could reach a bigger audience of women. Doing so, but in the process, God did some more healing for me when I wrote the book. So I thought I was writing the book wrong because God was strategically had me, okay, you start at the end of the book, you write the last chapter. Then he went to, okay, you write this part, and the last part I wrote was the chapter number 1.
Wow.
And so I was like, God, why are you doing this? And then I realized you're getting rid of the residue that was left behind for some things that you didn't deal with.
Yeah, that's good. And don't we have things sometimes that we are having to, I like the analogy of the onion and the layers of the onion and how it's almost backwards because it grows the way you're talking about, and then you finally get the outer piece to seal the deal. But yeah, absolutely. So what personal experience shaped the stories or the lessons that you're sharing in the book?
My mistakes, my mishaps, my not being obedient to God, not listening to the inner voice, even my parents, the way they portrayed marriage as a young girl. Then during that time it was more like hush hush. My mother grew up in a home where her mother was very argumentative. And so I think my mother thought about the way it affected her, that she didn't want it in her household. And so when I saw my parents interact, I thought, oh, this is what marriage is. This is a perfect dynamic, perfect relationship. But when I went out and experienced, was far from it.
Yeah, I understand. But we understand, right? Yeah.
And so it was those relationships that kind of centered around being able to change the mindset, even though things that were taught, being able to change the mindset of those things, and just the marriages that I got myself into. That weren't God's decision, it was my decision.
Yeah. And we talk about that a lot of times. Sometimes it's good to have a good thing, but if it's not a God thing, it doesn't work out. Doesn't work out. The I factor is not a good factor.
No, it's not.
We learn along the way.
It never works out.
Yeah. So the writing journey, you're talking to a lot of people and they're wanting to write a book and they're wanting to, put this together. I myself, I have, played with the idea. I have several rough drafts in the computer that I'm hoping to launch at some point in time. But the inspiration, for a book can be personal. It can be challenging. And sometimes you're wondering, how much of me do I give? How transparent do I have to be? And so when you were writing, how did that play a part?
I didn't want to. I'm a very open person. So if I was going to write the book, I was going to have to tell the whole truth. If I'm going to tell my testimony, it's not going to be a shaded testimony. It's going to be the whole testimony, even though some things that I might have been embarrassed to talk about, those are the same things that women like you and me are dealing with that nobody wants to talk about.
Right.
Nobody wants to talk about it, so there's no resolution.
It's the elephant in the room.
Yes. So, and if we can't, some people, if I can see that you've done it, I know that it's possible for me. We just need a blueprint, something to follow. And so for me, that was the hardest part, was just being transparent, telling your alterated truth. You never know who that one little detail that you're ashamed of, that you want to leave out, how it can inspire and help a woman. And then also just don't give up. Like you were saying, you have drafts, you have rough drafts. But then we get stagnant. Your mind plays games, tricks on you. Should I even be writing this? I'm not even a writer.
Yes.
So I just had to, I knew in my heart that God wanted me to write it. And so at all costs, it took me some time, but I knew I had to finish it.
Yeah. So give us one thing that pushed you through.
The one thing that pushed me through, I'm a very determined person. I had started the book and my husband ended up in the hospital, and it pushed the book off for a year. And so I was like, as much as I have been through, I have to go back and complete and put my hands on everything that 2024 didn't allow me to do, that I'm going to complete it this year.
That's good.
And so it was just that determining, and I think I heard you say on your last one of your podcasts, we can't give up. And so that was just my drive. I can't give up. I just wouldn't allow myself to be defeated.
Yes.
And so I kept pursuing, even though it was hard. I was like, I was proud of myself because I finished. I hit the deadline.
And I think we have to take pride in completing. We have to take pride in completing. And sometimes we want it to look like this. I think in this journey that I'm on right now, I'm learning that it doesn't have to be big. We just have to be faithful to it.
Start.
Yes, definitely start. And then stay faithful to it, even if it takes longer than you planned on it taking. Exactly. So we get into the book process. You're writing. You're pulling this together. God is orchestrating this backwards and in and out for you. And so now you're to the publishing part. What is a surprise in that? What is something there that you weren't expecting, or you didn't expect, and it was a hopeful thing, or just something in the publishing process or the writing?
The publishing process, for me, I had someone that spoke into my life, and they told me that God would bring people in my life to help me. And because I was like, God, this is not me, but God knows who you are. You just don't yet.
Yes, he does.
And so he strategically brought people into my life that actually were writers, that actually had publishing. They published books. They had their own publishing companies. And so I was like, okay, God, so you're going to make this too easy for me to do. So now I can't say no.
So, give up, it's on you.
It's like, oh my goodness. And so I thought, this is going to be, because we think, this is a long, drawn out process. This is going to take forever to do. And when she said, okay, I'm about to do your publication and uploading your book. And she even told me this is a long, it can take a couple days. And it was amazing, like within 24 hours, it was already published and publicated. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute, this is already, it's already done. And so it just surprised me how smooth the process was, because that was one of the fearful things that you fear about. How am I going to get this done? Oh my God, it's going to take forever to complete. It's going to that process is going to take forever.
So this is a testimony to taking the I factor out and putting the God factor in.
Yes.
Because He supplies the need.
Everything.
Of everything that you need. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just encouraging people out there that if you're trying to publish, if you're looking for doing a book, you have to take the I factor out and you got to put the God factor in, because that's what's going to complete the process. Yeah. What'd you learn about yourself in writing this book?
I learned that I wasn't a quitter.
Good, yeah.
I learned that I was stronger than what I thought I was. Like the title of my book is I Had to Lose to Win. I always found myself on the losing end of everything. And so that's sad to say, but as a woman, that's how I saw myself.
Right.
It's just everything about me in life is just going to be on the losing end.
Yeah. Right.
And so I actually completed something. It was just amazing. It just did something to me. It boosted my confidence to write more. It boosted me to come before other women and to also encourage them to write the book.
Okay.
Finish what you're doing. So it just surprised me that how much strength I had and willingness that I had in me to complete what God had put in me.
That's good. So what is something that you want the readers to take away? I'm going to just put that right there in your face so you can see her book. It's on Amazon. We're actually going to put the link in the comments there so you can find it and you can order and support our sister. But what do you want the readers to take away from this story? What are you hoping?
I want the women to take away that, we're told so much that if you have children, that there's no hope for marriage. We're also told that if you've been married, that there's no hope of remarriage. We have been beat down so much that sometimes women, we don't see a way out. We don't think that we can be healed or restored. And I just want to encourage them that you can be. You can be restored. God is the one that restores. When you let Him in, it was a process for me. So I had to let Him in, and then in the process, He restored me. But it was, as you said, I took out the I. I laid my I down, and I picked up His. That was the big factor, the big change in my life is that I picked up His will, and I laid down mine. And that's when things started to change for me.
And it's so important because no matter what walk you are called to, you have to lay it down. It brings in the Word of God where it says, laying down your life, counted for the slaughter. Every day we die. We are dying every day so that we can. And so it's a difficult process, but that is a part of heaven's currency. I just recently shared, went and spoke over the weekend and shared with them that there's two things in heaven currency that are important. Faith.
Yes.
Faith can move mountains.
It surely can.
And then obedience. When you learn to master obedience, then you increase the trust that He has in you. And He says, okay, I can trust you to do this. I can trust you with this. I can give you little things, and I know that you'll do great things with it because I can trust you to be obedient when I say give, when I say do, when I say don't go, when I say go. Yeah, all of that, right? Then sometimes you don't want to go. You don't want to give. And He's saying, but now it's the time for that. It's the time for you to give, for time for you to share. Open up and let people see that there is hope, that you can live again, that things can come again, that you can. I think one of the most remarkable things I was sharing with my mom recently, I watched my sister 3 times. God rest her soul, she's not with me right now anymore, but I watched her start over 3 times and build bigger than she did the last time. So, you can start again, selling everything, getting rid of everything. She actually went to Hawaii and lived with her son for 3 years. So she had to get rid of everything. And she was their nanny the whole time that he was stationed there. And it was the most beautiful time of her life. It was just amazing. But she began again. She came back stateside and bigger house, more stuff. I'm like, you got more junk than you have with you. So you can.
And they wonder how do you come back bigger each time?
That's right. But look at Job.
Yes.
Everything was taken from him. And even his friends were telling him, what did you do?
But he got back.
Yeah.
Double, triple for his trouble.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So God is a restorer.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. He is. So what advice would you give to someone who feels like their story isn't worth telling?
Tell that story. Tell your story. That was my first blockage that I had in writing was, who wants to hear my story?
Right.
And, because I'm nobody. I'm somebody to
You're
God.
Somebody. You're somebody.
But,
change that narrative.
But I am, but you know how you see yourself.
Sure.
You don't see yourself as, and then why would my story be so important?
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm thinking women go through what I go through every day. But what God told me was, yes, women go through what you go through. Mm-hmm. But those women haven't let me heal them. And you took the time to let me do the work in you. Mm-hmm. So I need you to write the book.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, just know that there's other women that have been where you are, that sometimes all it takes is just for us to, just a little bit of encouragement to keep going. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of encouragement, not to want to throw in the towel.
That's right.
There's so many women that are facing or having suicidal thoughts and different things because they don't have sisterhood.
Right.
So just imagine that someone can give me a help guide or help give me literature to read that can, that if I'm reading this, I'm thinking this is my story. Mm-hmm. But then there's the ending.
Yeah.
And the ending is the same ending that I'm hoping for.
That's right.
And they give the direction on how they got there. Mm-hmm. Now my life has changed.
That's good. Yeah. And I think, too, in this season of my life, I'm learning that sometimes we look at things and we look at money and we look at people providing in certain ways, but I'm learning that the narrative is so important. Mm-hmm. That sometimes I just need the manuscript. Mm-hmm. I need to be able to see that someone else has experienced this and made it out. Mm-hmm. I need to be able to see, okay, well, if I really want this, all I have to do is this. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like starting GirlPreacher Ministry, Inc. I started asking God, okay, what do you want me to do with this? And he said, well, just start backwards and see what it's going to take. When you go to the bank, what are they going to ask you for? Don't get those things first. If you want this to happen, then get that first, so that when you show up, you already have it. So it's like everything has been
back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth, backwards and then coming forward, right? So I can see how it seems like you're losing, but you're really winning, because you're gaining every time. Every round just takes you higher because you take that with you. You learn. I love it. I love the title. I love the picture. It's great. Who do you think, if you think about what we're facing and dealing with in this climate in our society, what particular woman would you look at to think would need this the most?
Looking at the single mother who are raising children, who desire marriage. As I call it, the women list. So funny, but at some point in time, we all sat down with this ideal of this dream man in our mind, and we sat and strategically wrote this, dear God, and this is what I want. My husband has to do this, and my husband has to do this. Right. He has to do this, and he has to do this. And each time when I got married or I met a man, that was my God. Let me go to my list, and it came to a point to where I said, no, let me scratch this list. I'm not looking for what I want anymore. I'm asking God to bring what He has for me. Yeah. That's what changed the whole thing for me. I stopped looking for what I thought would sustain me. And I asked God to bring the man that would. So for the women that desire marriage, for the women who life has just broken them, who have been mentally abused. Some women have been physically abused. Some of us just don't even know who we are. We're lost. I didn't even know for a long time. I didn't even understand who I was and some of the things that I had to go through. I understand now, but in that time I didn't. So those are the women that I was, targeting, that I think would be very beneficial, that this book will help.
That's good. That's good. Well, I've made a decision in this point in my life that I'm not apologizing anymore. I'm done apologizing. I've apologized. I've backed up. I've moved out of the way. I sat down. I've taken the low. I'm stepping up. I'm holding my head up, and I'm trudging forward. And I'm saying this to you all: trudge forward. Don't give up. Press your way in this season of your life. There is hope for you. You can do whatever it is you aspire to do. Your brain only knows what you tell it.
That's true.
And so whatever you're feeding your brain, that's what it's going to expect, and that's what it's going to do. But if you tell your brain, I am important, I am enough, I can do this. I might not be able to do it as fast as someone else did. It may not look like someone else's, but it can happen, and it's mine. And I'm going to do it, right? Do you have plans for another book?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Currently, I'm almost finished with the book. This one is more based on my experience with my husband.
Okay.
He was in a near fatal motorcycle accident, and so I just tell about my experience. This book is for the person who is waiting for God to do the miraculous, that they're believing in God to move mountains in their life, that they have this diagnosis, and that they're told that this is a fatal. There's no coming back from this diagnosis. That this book is a faith to me. I'm writing it to build a faith of man to believe, past the mustard seed faith. I'm talking about a mountain type of faith. And so that this book, I'm hoping, inspires people to open up their minds, even though what we hear and what we're believing to see out of these eyes is sometimes two different things. And so I had to believe on a level that I've never believed God to move in before. Never that, I don't, my expectations of God were on 110, but that's why I had to stay in order for my husband to make it out of what he was in. So I'm hoping that this book inspires people who've just gotten a cancer diagnosis, or they're on, if you're dealing with a loved one on life support, don't give up on God.
That's right. And that's where we have to live. We have to live in that place, and we have to believe God.
We do.
We have to believe Him. Like, we have been taught about Him. We have seen so many things, but when do we stop and really believe that He is able to do anything? What is one question you wish people would ask you about your book?
I wish that they would ask. I've heard testimonials as far as where women were in certain relationships similar to what I spoke of in my book, but no one has never asked me the journey as far as to where I let my wheel down and I picked up his. They've never asked me, how did I make it? How did I make it without ending up somewhere on the 10th floor? Because that could have been my story. And they don't ask those questions, but I have the wisdom to share in those areas that God is able to deliver. God is able to give you the strength to go through whatever we endure.
For sure.
And even though no one else seems to be there, He's always there.
Yes. And so sometimes we have to lose friends. We have to lose ourselves. We're losing family. We're losing, even, I dare to say, the faith that we once knew. Because you have to renew your faith in a different way that gives you so when you said 110%, That's a new faith.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole new level. Yeah. Almost a whole nother dimension, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's taking you somewhere out of the box. And people are looking at you like you are absolutely crazy and lost your mind. Yeah.
I couldn't come in with my mother's faith.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to come and believe it was tremendous. But I just believe God with everything in me.
Yeah.
And so that's where we have to, if we want to see the change and see God do the miraculous, that's where our mindset has to be. Mm-hmm. And so was the journey hard? Yes. But I'm so thankful because now, I mean, you can't tell me that God can't do, because I've seen him do it with my own eyes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this is Miss Joni Call, Minister Joni Call.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been amazing to have you here today. I'm so grateful that you decided to accept the offer, even though this is not what you do. This looks like what she does, right? Yes. She's doing a great job. I just want to encourage you all today. I just want you to reach within yourself and find the place where you can just trudge forward. Find the one thing that you can dedicate to in this season and just stay the course. It's just learning yourself and growing and allowing God to groom the inner you to be the best that you can be. Sometimes you give up on yourself because people have given up on you, but don't give up on yourself. Hang in there. There's hope. There's more. If you are alive and you're breathing, there's more. There is more for you. So be encouraged and just know that on the other side of your comfort zone where you are now, that stretching is going to bring you into the real blessing that God has for you.
Amen.
So GirlPreacher says, never give up. Never, 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 never give up.
Amen.
All
right.
Do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father.